We're on a quest for money today in the new update for Freeman. Now, they've done a whole bunch of different things. They have improved quality of life, they have changed units around a little bit and the way that you're able to analyze enemy forces, so basically it makes it so that you can more easily tell whether you're going to be able to win in an automated situation, you know, automatic resolving the fight, and a variety of other changes. If you'd like to check it out, there is a link in the description to the store page, and their update should be right there, just below the initial screenshots and so on and so forth. But the developers are working extremely hard. I mean, as they always do, basically. Anyway, I'm here at Berezno because I would like to be able to get a bank. I actually just went to a lumber mill and got a whole bunch of wood, because I obviously do have a decent amount of iron. And otherwise, what we're going to do is just get another marketplace. There we go. So that is pretty fantastic. Let's see what else we got here. Guess we got a bit of dried fish, that we could take some flour there as well. That seems pretty good. So, what else have they done? Well, they've made a couple of changes to the various armor pieces. As you can see right here, Spetsnaz helmets are now 65 armor instead of 40. And I think that's great. I think that's a fantastic change. Combat helmet, 45, yep, great change as well. As you can see here, there are other helmets down in lower ranks of proficiency, and that's obviously going to be the thing that you'll use initially when you're starting to level up and when you're starting to, you know, just get into the game, you know, the first kind of thing that you can get. Then, as you progress further, you'll be able to get a Spetsnaz helmet, and then obviously you can get heavy assault armor if you so desire. I think my gear hasn't really changed that much. Oh wow! Oh, it has. It has. Okay, so it's the black armor that we have here has got 75 in its defensive rating now, which is just crazy good, and I'm actually really pleased about that because I need it. I need it. Anyway, otherwise, apart from that, the changes are great. I think they're fantastic. They basically made it so that units are much more expensive now as well. I think the primary reason for that is because the gear that you are getting with them is extremely expensive, and as a result you're buying the gear as well as the unit itself. So in today's episode we're going to be doing a bit of... Oh, hello. Oh. Yes, we'll accept them, why not? Yeah, so as you can see, I actually have 132,000 in faction money right now, so it seems like they may have indeed fixed the issue in regards to... it seems like... Have they fixed this? It's a bit weird. Do you see this? It's a bit bit blurred, shall we say. Anyway, yeah, it seems like they fixed this. Okay, so what they've done, it seems... I don't know whether this was actually mentioned in the... I don't think this was actually mentioned in the patch notes, but it's very interesting to see it nevertheless, is that they have basically removed the attempts counter. And so basically that means that while they search for a much better solution so that it doesn't bug out, they've basically just removed the restriction altogether, which I think is a fantastic thing to do, at least in the interim. Because obviously it doesn't really matter if there is a limit on it or not, in my opinion at least, but maybe it's gonna be, you know, bothering some other people. But anyway, all of my faction money is now gone. I assume that that is because most of my units, most of my companions have hopefully gotten some people now. Yeah, it seems like Igor actually has 21 out of 120 now, and I don't know about the others. It seems like they have not really done much. Oh, it seems like Anna has 11 out of 12 now as well, so that's pretty good. Anyway, in today's episode, we're going to be going money hunting. Yes, money hunting. This is going to be a pretty important thing to do. So apart from the fact that we have a much greater command skill now, so I can basically just put most of my units out onto the battlefield, which is really, really nice. What we're otherwise going to be doing is heading on over here, putting our forces into decent enough places, and we do have our Sonoran team as well. The Sonorans are going to be really, really good for charging at the opponent and doing as much damage as possible. But obviously, because these guys are mountain bandits, it's going to be pretty easy to eliminate them, and I'm actually really psyched. And it's kind of crazy how fast the developers are actually working. And you know, they've received that report, whether it's from my videos or whether it's from some other people in the Steam discussions or whatever the case may be. they've received reports about the whole persuasion thing being, being inactive and not working as it should be. And you know what they did? They fixed it. With an interim solution, nevertheless. And I mean, I think that's pretty important anyway. I think it's a really nice way to go about it. And they can fix it later, That's the cool thing. So they're basically putting in a little bit of a stopgap until they have fixed it. And then it will be, obviously a case for them to fix at a later point. And personally, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. I'm actually perfectly fine with having some units be, just be able to recruit units anytime I want, really, which I think is really great, because we obviously missed out on a whole bunch of FCA Grenadiers and things like that in the previous episode, and I had to sell them instead. But that's actually fine. I'm actually fine with selling them too, because selling them, gaining the amazing amount of cash from prisoners is actually a really fun thing to do too. And I'm going to be a bit careful here because I am being shot at, so let's try and kill that guy if at all possible. I think what I'm going to do now is when I level up, I'm probably going to start speccing into rifle proficiency, because even though I'm not a big fan of sniper rifles in general, I'm not very good with them. I think it's probably going to be the only thing I can do to really be extremely effective at long range. We can probably try and get, a sniper sort of build going on here too, which I think would be pretty fun. So hopefully we'll be able to do something like that. If not, then that's just how it is and we'll just have to roll with it. But I'm pretty happy with what we've got going on here so far. So anyway, let's move over here. Let's try and get these guys dead, and then we'll be in a really good position to move on. And hopefully, I'm actually really hoping that we will be able to take some of these guys prisoner, and then we'll see what we can do about that. Because obviously we do have a bunch of garrisons that are currently basically without... Am I being shot? Where am I being shot from? Are you serious right now? Ah, over there. I see. Okay, yeah, anyway, I have a whole bunch of garrisons that do need additional units, and it would be really good if we could potentially just get some prisoners and just chuck them into a new squad somewhere, and then just put them into the garrison as kind of like a somewhat temporary solution. And I think that's a really cool way to do it. Obviously, I'm wanting to use grenadiers, I'm wanting to use all of the higher tier units that we managed to scavenge basically from the higher tier battles that we tend to have. But for the most part, this episode is going to be, as I said, a money hunting expedition, because we certainly need it quite desperately. Anyway, let's get these guys down there. Hopefully they can kill that last remaining unit. Where is he? No, it seems like they killed him, and I think there's only one left, so that's pretty good too. But as I say, the recruits that you can now get from barracks are much more expensive, so obviously it is even more important to get a good flow of cash, and as a result I'm probably going to head on over to a nearby bandit camp as well. It's actually not a bandit camp, I think it's a Cossack rebel camp or something like that. Is that the guy? Yep, there he is. Alright, so that was a headshot. Done and dusted, and that is really great. As you can see, 50,000 credits, 2,400 experience. I actually had no money to be able to even upgrade my units, let alone, pay their wages or whatever the case may be. So very, very good that we actually are starting to get some cash now. It's very important to do that. So is there anything else that I want to get here? Not really, thank you very much. Just wanted to make sure I'm not missing out on any iron or wood or anything, useful like that. And Lipno now has 20... Wait a minute, I don't want to go in there. I want to just wait until this is done. There we go. And yeah, so we need a lumber mill here, and we need an iron factory. I actually thought that these were both constructed already in this area, but apparently not. Anyway, let's just take this luxury wine, and we'll go and sell that real quick. It seems like there's actually not that much in the marketplace here, which is unfortunate, because I would love to be able to sell a whole bunch of things. Ah, here we go. Ah, yes. Look at the armor. Oh, yeah. Okay, so... beforehand, in the previous version of Freeman, the armor that you could get, this armor right here that I'm currently wearing, I managed to snag it at a discount sale price, if you can believe it. Yes, I actually got it for about 9,000, so they seem to have increased. I think it was 9,000? Well, correct me if I'm wrong. I probably am, but I think it was about 9 to 10,000 or something like that. So they seem to have increased the prices by 3 times the amount, which I think is actually fine, because in the grand scheme of things, this armor is probably the best armor you can get currently in the game. Yeah, obviously correct me if I'm wrong there as well, because I haven't seen any better armor than this just yet, which is 75 armor. And then obviously you can get the khaki armor as well, which is 57 armor, and that's actually at a pretty decent price too. That's 13,000. That's really nice. You can actually get a heavy Kevlar vest for 55 too. So I think I think that's perfectly fine, to be honest. I don't think the prices really need to be changed, because this is actually the best armor you can get by my reckoning. So I think that is perfectly fine. And the Spetsnaz helmets are pretty expensive as well, so there's obviously that to consider too. But I think that's pretty good. Anyway, let's give ourselves a little bit more ammunition. And am I close? Oh, I'm pretty far away actually from getting the next level, so I'm a bit disappointed by that. But that's just, you know, it's just how it's going to be. So there you go. There's our total profit for today. And yeah, we're going to actually level up a couple of our guys. So let's get these guys leveled up, and these guys really need to level up quite badly. There we go. There we are, and whoa, yeah, whoa! Did you see how much experience? Oh, how much money we're spending? Crazy. That is really crazy. Oh yeah. Oh, the biggest change. Oh, I forgot. I actually forgot about this. Can you believe it? Can you believe that I actually forgot about this? Anyway, the biggest change is the fact that units now level up to level 15. Yes, up from 10. I think I like that. I like that quite a bit. I think that is a fantastic change. Definitely something I am greatly supporting, because, you know, my guys got to level 10 really fast, and oh, they've got to level 15 very fast now as well, by the way, it seems. Okay, so that's kind of crazy. Seems like their proficiencies are still the same as well, by the way, so it seems like shotguns are still going to be really good for them, and I am going to need to give them a whole bunch of medkits too. So they've all got one medkit, which I think is probably fine for them. Someone did actually say to me that I should probably give them 2 medkits. I don't know whether they stack. If they do stack, then maybe it would be a good idea for me to do that, but we'll see how it goes, I guess. And yeah, maybe. Oh wow, these guys all need to level up too. I don't have enough money. Oh, I don't have enough money. Are you serious? That's terrible. Okay. Well, thankfully the levels do tend to stack, so it's actually not too bad if they don't get level ups almost immediately. So let's actually have a look and see what's going on here. So those guys are gonna group together if I run in, and it seems like, ooh, 30 sharpshooters. And as you can see, they've actually given a level. I think this is, I'm not sure whether this is the average level of the enemy units that are currently present, but if it is, this is definitely something to be very wary of. As you can see, these guys are level 8. Those guys are level 11. Yeah, it's pretty harsh. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do battle with this Special Forces team. Get back here. Get back here, please. I would very much like to attack you. There we go. Let's do this. Alright, so I obviously have an overwhelming advantage here because we have 56 enemies. We have 56 allied units ready for battle against the enemy's 11, which is just, ugh. I mean, really, there's no way that they can really do anything against us. But we're going to just send all our guys in, nevertheless, and I'm basically just going to send them all. Just going to send them all, charging straight at them. Not charging so much. We're going to still proceed with caution, but we're going to be doing not really much to try and avoid things, because these guys are machine gunners, and we're basically just going to go straight at them and try to swarm them as much as possible. If we end up losing a couple of people, that's fine. That's actually fine. I don't mind that too much, because the amount of people... Oh, hello. Hello. Okay. I do mind dying myself, though. Thank you very much. I would appreciate not dying here. But most of my forces, I think, will be pretty good at dealing with the enemy. Where are they? Ah, they're up on the hill there by the looks of things. So that's slightly problematic. But maybe we can get a couple of kills ourselves. Maybe. Just maybe. Oh, we hit him on the head? Yeah, there we go. We took him down. Oh, we took down another one. Very nice indeed. But yeah, as you can see, because of the sheer numbers we have, it's literally just... They're probably not going to be able to do too much to us. They probably will maybe eliminate a couple, but they will probably not kill them outright. They will probably just wound them or something along those lines. At least I hope that that will be the case. And, oh yeah, there we go. Yes, FCA Grenadiers, thank you very much for doing your thing. I very much appreciate it. And there's only one enemy remaining, so that is that. Yep, there we go, done. And that was a quick 34,000, 1,400 experience. I mean, I don't really need additional experience, but these Spetsnaz helmets are going to come in mighty handy, if not just to sell. I don't know how much they're going to sell for because their base price is 15,000 by the looks of things. And these miniguns right here, well, these machine guns, they're not miniguns, but you know, Mini 24 machine guns, yeah, you get my point. Anyway, these things will also sell for a pretty sizable amount too, which I'm very pleased about. Oh, and now, yes, this is the main reason why I wanted to do this as well, because just look at this. I can just imprison all these guys, and then what I can do, oh yeah, do you know what I'm going to do? Yeah, you can actually go over here and you can basically be like, okay, so, I'd like some federal machine gunners, please. And then the, you know, the clerk is like, coming right up, sir. And then there you go. You you got it. You got it right there. So let's get some Poznan commandos as... Oh. It seems like they haven't given us unlimited attempts. Oh well, never mind. I was really happy about that for a second, but maybe it's just this day and maybe the display just isn't showing. Maybe it is literally just because the display isn't showing, but there is actually attempts here. So it might just be that I need to wait a day and then it will come back. I very much hope that's the case at the very least, because I was very excited actually. I was very excited about that. Okay, well, whatever the case, let's go to Drobin real quick, because I can, and I would like to be able to sell the remaining little bit of our prisoners. Oh, Igor is actually doing battle right now. Very nice to see him actually doing something. And let's go and sell some prisoners here. So we are... Whoa, those guys sell for a huge amount. Yes, they do. Let's... I guess we'll just sell these Cossack rebels, actually, because I don't really need to sell the rest, in my opinion. You know what I should have done? I should have spent those persuasion attempts actually getting my... generals, you know, the ones that I actually captured from the Atoll Federation. Yeah, that probably would have been a better idea. But it's okay. It's absolutely fine. I'm pretty happy with what we've done with it so far. There we go. Our lumber mill, large barracks, airport, all that stuff is complete. We gained another little bit of faction funding as well, which is very nice. And I think we're actually going to be doing battle with a terrorist camp in just a second, because these guys are level 7. They're just armored marauders, terrorists, regular fare, really. Nothing too bad to worry about. And we're just going to level these guys up. Wow, 12,000, 11,000, 11,000 to level those guys. Wow, that's crazy. Now these guys are level 15. I don't know how much better they could get. I really don't. I don't know how much better they could get. That's just insane. And then we can level this guy up. He's all by himself. Let's level this. There we go. Oh, it's just, wow. It's really cool to actually see them level up to 15 now as well, which I really appreciate. Yeah, the developers continue to do fantastic work. And I cannot give them enough props. Really, I cannot give them enough props. It is just excellent. Every single update, even if the update has bugs, that's just how it is. You know, that's just how game development is. Sometimes it has bugs, sometimes it doesn't. You know, that's just how it is. And if it does have bugs, then rest assured, these developers will do their utmost to quash them as best they can. And obviously, the game is looking better than ever, you know, because they obviously did that whole graphics overhaul thing. The models are looking fantastic. Everything is looking really good. And yeah, well, we're gonna go up against these terrorists this time around, and a little bit more tactic is required, in my opinion. So let's see if we can maybe do something about that. So we're just gonna send our guys maybe somewhere around here, and then we'll do a little bit of a sneaky, you know, a little bit of a sneaky around the side, and then we'll just tell our other guys just to go straight forward here. There we go. And now this is a call for nighttime vision, and well, hopefully we'll be able to spot our opponents reasonably easily. But obviously I have a huge amount of armor now, so I should not die. Maybe, you know, maybe I'll die. Who knows? But we'll see what we can do about that. And I'm actually thinking, what do you think about increasing the difficulty slightly? because we're playing on normal right now. I'm pretty sure we're playing on normal. I obviously haven't checked in quite a while, but I'm pretty sure that we're still playing on normal. So we're gonna obviously do something about that if it's necessary. I mean, the thing is that I don't exactly know what the difficulty does. That's the thing. If I knew what the difficulty did, then I might be more inclined to think about doing something about it. In other words, you know, I don't really want to up the difficulty if all it does is make the enemies into bullet sponges or something like that, because that's obviously a kind of a big complaint I have about some other games, and I'm not entirely sure whether I really want to do that to Freeman, because in the grand scheme of things, when you headshot someone, even though they might have a helmet on, it's probable, dependent on the caliber of weapon, obviously, that you're going to get them. You know, it's probable that that's going to happen. But obviously, you know, in some games, like Borderlands, for example, that has a lot of bullet spongy enemies, and that's not realistic. I mean, obviously, it's not meant to be realistic, whereas Freeman is quite realistic in that regard. So I obviously don't want to make it too supernatural, where this one guy is able to survive multiple headshots from, you know, sharpshooters or something. I don't know how different it's really going to be, but yeah, there we go. There are our enemies. There's our target, and we're going to be attempting to take them out. Oh, there we go. Wow, these armored marauders. You know, I used to be like going against these armored marauders. Oh, it's difficult. You know, it's really, really difficult. But now, now it's completely different. Now it's just like, yes, I'm perfectly fine with attacking a couple of armored marauders and some terrorists and things like that. I have no problem whatsoever with that. And that's a really, really cool feeling, in my opinion. That's the beauty of games like this, because when you start off as a regular Joe, basically, you know, you start off as a regular Joe, and you're like, okay, so I'm level 1. I haven't got anything. Basically, I've just got a little bit of cash here and there, and I can spend that cash to do with what I want. You know, I can basically do whatever. So I can do, you know, I can recruit some units, I can get some better gear, I can decide whatever I want to do. And I think that that is a really cool way of going about things, and being able to do that, you know, just take that 3,000 cash or however much cash you actually get upon starting nowadays, dependent on your choices obviously, and taking it, investing it in something, and then having to survive along the way, gaining power in a natural progression, you know, being able to win in these very, very small battles. And I'm talking about battles against looters, battles against bandits, you know, regular bandits and things like that. And being extremely proud of yourself for dealing with those guys with a terrible pistol and all that stuff, and then eventually getting to a point where you're here, you know, you're here. You've got a pretty decent rifle, you know. I think that the Scar is a pretty nice rifle. I know a lot of people don't particularly like it. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, you should probably get a sniper rifle or a regular rifle or something like that if you're going to be doing long-range combat. And yeah, that's true. You know, I should definitely be getting something that's a little bit more suited to long-range combat. But the grand scheme of things, I'm doing okay. You know, I'm getting a couple of kills here and there, and I'm pretty happy with the progression that we've taken so far. I mean, we have our own faction, you know. We have our own faction. We've got a whole bunch of really, really high level, well-trained, well-geared units, and it's getting even better as we go on, because we're able to eliminate these terrorist camps. We've eliminated most of the enemy camps and indeed hideouts nearby to our base camp, and that is a fantastic thing for us to do, because obviously that makes it a lot easier for us to move around. It makes it a lot easier for our, well, if we had caravans. We don't actually have caravans because I did not restart. If I had restarted my save, then I would have caravans right now, but obviously I don't have caravans. And well, the point is that if we had, then I think we would probably have caravans, and then we would be able to, you know, see them not being harassed as much, and you know, we obviously have a lot less attacks on our towns as well, because our, you know, our little territory, our little slice of the land is well protected, and I think that's pretty cool. And to think that you know, we started off as a little guy, just running around, not really knowing what to do, i.e. me, and, you know, just running around with a pistol, just firing away into nothingness, really, being very scared of all the bullets whizzing all over the place. And now, look at him. He's just walking around with night vision goggles on, and he is the most heavily armored monster on the battlefield, which is just crazy. It's crazy, right? You know, that's the cool thing, and the cool feeling, and indeed the satisfying feeling about playing games like this. And Freeman, in my opinion, captures that ideally, because even though if you have no armor, you're probably going to get yourself killed very, very easily indeed. But the great thing about it is that they have obviously listened to the community. They've changed what the clothes and the various lower tier armor pieces give in terms of protection. And as a result, if you do that, you know, if you spec into armor proficiency, like I didn't, I did not do that. That's why I was running around with no armor on for half the game. But yes, that was a mistake. But anyway, point is that if you do, then you're going to be well looked after, and you can even, you know, you can even put on a black turtleneck and pretend to be Steve Jobs or something like that, and then you can go around sneaking around in the nighttime. That's not what Steve Jobs did, but you know what I mean with the turtleneck. Anyway, yeah, I think that's a pretty cool thing. Anyway, let's move on. Let's see what else we can do here, because I primarily wanted to make money, but obviously one of the other things that I wanted to do was level up our forces, because if we can actually level up our forces, we might very well be able to take another town. Now, I would very much like to be able to do this in this episode, but you know how it is. Sometimes it's not going to be too possible, so we'll see if it is possible. I have 33,000 now. I would like to do battle with a big party of someone. I'm actually wondering if there is a cap to how much you can actually make from any one battle, because we have done siege defenses and we have done various attacks and things like that, and the most I've ever gotten has been 60,000, so I'm not entirely sure if there is a cap to it. But if there is, then I would understand it, obviously. But if I'm up against 100 units and I successfully defend against all 100 units, I'd like to get about 100,000 for that. I'm obviously just being a bit greedy there. But anyway, I'm going to deal with these desert marauders. Yeah, desert marauders, yes, whatever the case. And I will then be, well, I will then be moving on to one of the nearby little bases. Alright, so I did not go to a base just yet because I captured a couple of people, and I thought to myself, yeah, it's probably a good idea that we go and sell these guys, because I'm thinking to myself, oh yeah, do I actually have persuasion attempts? Let me actually just go and check that real quick. Do I have more persuasion attempts? I do not. I do not just yet. Maybe it hasn't gone over to the next day yet. I didn't actually take note of that, but, well, whatever the case, I don't particularly care too much right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell this Federal Sharpshooter for 26,000. What a crazy amount of money right there. And these Poznar Commandos for 15,000 each. And then obviously we have these Cossack Rebels and various pirates that we can also sell. And now we have 166,000. So prisoner management, very important. I definitely say to take prisoner management if you want to make a good amount of cash going forward. Now, otherwise, I think what I might try to do here, and this might be a bit ill-advised, but what I am actually wanting to do, if I can, is I'm going to make a new squad. And what we're going to do is we're going to put all these guys that I have in the bottom there into that new squad, and then we will hopefully be able to use them in an attack against the Chernivkan Front Rebellion. Yes, we are actually going to be attacking those guys and seeing if we can maybe do something about it. Ooh, they've actually added a new button down here. I like it. I like this, yes. So basically every single patch, they're doing these little things that maybe you wouldn't actually notice normally, but I'm going to pull attention to this one, because even though I've already pulled attention to the auto-equip function, the auto-group-up function, and all the other wonderful stuff that is now part of Freeman, this is cool in my opinion. This basically makes it so that you create a squad here, and you can delete a squad here. And it used to be up here. Used to be right there. So it's really nice that you no longer have to travel your mouse across the entirety of the screen. Seems like a small thing, right? Seems like a small thing. Why would you care about that? Well, the answer is you wouldn't really care about it, but it's so useful and it makes everything so much easier to deal with. So I think that's a really, really cool way of doing it. Anyway, we're going to give these guys some additional things. As you can see, this Armored Marauder is now wearing a Spetsnaz helmet. He's probably the best equipped in our army now. And I'm actually going to ask you. Give me a name. Give me a desert name or any other name, actually. We're going to go and we're maybe going to start going away from deserts because I've had a look at the list of deserts and the names are a bit too difficult for me to pronounce and maybe for anyone else to pronounce. So we're going to go and decide on a different theme. So give me a whole bunch of suggestions and I'll see what I can do about naming that squad, you know, naming this squad, whatever it is. So yeah, that would be really nice. Thank you very much for that in advance. If you end up doing it, if you don't, it's not a big deal. It's not a problem. You don't have to. Anyway, we're going to go and attempt to attack these guys. They're actually friendly with us right now, which is... I just feel like I would be able to defeat these guys pretty quickly. And you can see here, Zinkov only has 35. Actually, should we go and kill... Should we go and take Zinkov first? I'm kind of wanting to, you know. I'm kind of wanting to get over there and do that. Yeah, maybe. Let's level these guys up a little bit. And anyone else need level ups? Yeah, this guy needs to level up. There we go. All right. So yeah, we're going to go and attack Zinkov. That's basically what we're going to do right here. This is a nighttime attack. Hopefully it's going to catch them unawares. They are probably going to be coming in very, very hot after this, and they really are going to want to murder us in many, many, many different ways. So, oh. Yeah, heavy tactical vest sells for a huge amount of money. So, note to self. Pick up vests. Pick up vests. I already knew that, but it's good to know anyway that vests are still very good because obviously they did rebalance the cash that you can get. So anyway, let's see. Sell that. Yeah, there we go. That's going to work. And these guys, I mean, look at them. They actually don't have that much in the marketplace. Their marketplace is kind of bare. They don't have much good stuff. I mean, they do. They have some shotguns, some scars, and they also have these sniper rifles, which are very, very good. And they also have a whole bunch of grenade launchers as well. Actually, people were telling me to get grenade launchers for my Spetsnaz, so shall we get 5 of those? And we'll see what we can do with them. And we'll just trade the heavy tactical vest and the various other vests for that money. There we go. Seems like a good trade to me. And then we'll go and we'll give them to the Sonorans right here. So there we go. There's a grenade launcher. We'll take away the grenade. There we go. Oh, yeah, we don't want to give to that guy. Thank you very much. And oh, that guy's already got a grenade launcher. Oh, interesting. Okay. And these guys. There we go. Okay, fantastic. Let's take away that guy's grenade as well. This guy's got 2 grenade launchers. Why did I give that guy a grenade launcher? I have no idea. Okay, well, there you go. Everyone has a grenade launcher now. This guy does not have a medkit. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give him a whole bunch of grenades. There you go. So he's the explosives expert. Let's just say that. Anyway, let's move it. Ooh. They've got reinforcements from the army right there. So if we can have them move away. Do you think they're going to do that? Yeah, as you can see, look. When you mouse over this, you can see the red ring around the person that's actually going to be joining in that particular battle. So let's have a look. That's better. There we go. Let's do it. Alright, so Chernivkan Front Rebellion. Usually these are the guys that I tend to pick on almost all the time whenever I mean, I've said this in the previous episode, I think. But I generally will tend to pick on these guys a little bit because they are not very well statted. But that's the point. There are factions that have to be not well statted. You know, if they're all well statted, then they're gonna it's just gonna be extremely difficult and very, well, shall we say, frustrating to be able to progress in the game. So we'll see if we can maybe take some flags here, and otherwise we're just going to do the thing that I like to do, which is just to kind of spread out our units a little bit along the side there, and then we'll do the same thing with these guys here, and we're going to try and get them to the top of that hill. I know, some people say some people say going on a hill is not really a good idea some of the time, because then you can get picked off very, very easily, and I did mention that in the previous episode as well, but this is nighttime. You got to remember that this is nighttime where we're attacking in the night, and it's obviously a well, hopefully they don't have night vision goggles. Actually, our guys don't have night vision goggles either, which is a big problem. I really do need to give some of them night vision goggles. It's going to really help them out quite a bit. So, yeah, I should probably do a little bit of micromanagement off screen after this episode, or maybe before the next episode, and then I'll, you know, see what we can do about that. But I think we're pretty good here. I think there's only 35 enemies. I don't think they're gonna really have anything to kind of defend against us with, but you never know. Maybe that's gonna be yeah, maybe it's gonna be a bit of a surprise. We'll see. Let's move these guys along here a little bit more. There we go, something like that. There we go. Alright, so I'm actually gonna see if I can maybe ninja this flag. We might try to ninja it a little bit. I don't know whether we can, because let's face it, the enemy is not a band of terrorists or bandits or looters or anything like that. Ah, there's a guy. Or a bunch of guys. I have night camouflage. Remember that. I have about 30 night camouflage. I don't know how much that really does. I don't know... What? Is the flag under... The flag is underneath the ground. The flag is underneath the ground. Okay. Well, it's good there's only 35 units here, otherwise we would probably be in a pretty big spot of bother. But yeah, the flag is actually underneath the surface there, which is unfortunate. But as I say, bugs can happen, and it is early access. You gotta remember that, and they've done such an amazing job already that I really don't care about the flag being underneath, to be honest. I think that's a very minor issue that they can fix very, very easily anyway. So, not a big deal there. Anyway, let's see if we can get down... Ooh, okay, there's a bunch of people over there. Let's move our guys over in that direction. Where's my Sonorans? Oh, they're over there. Oh, okay. I actually would have preferred them to be with the other people, but that's okay. Let's move them a little bit inward here. Okay, what can I actually do? Oh, hello. I almost got myself trapped in there. So Kalahari is taking a lot of damage right now. I'm not a big fan of that, so we're going to move them back a little bit, just so that they don't take as much damage. And we've already eliminated a whole bunch of the enemy's units. So, yeah, we're losing a couple of people from Kalahari here, which is to be expected. Oh, hello. Okay, I'm going to have to... Where am I being shot from? Can't really tell right now. I do have grenades. Bear that in mind. I actually do have grenades, so... Grenades! Okay, there we go. I threw it. Ah, I did hit someone, I think, but it didn't do anything, which is obviously my luck, isn't it? Is there actually anyone over there, or am I just shooting at nothing? Oh, hello. Well, that guy died very easily. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. The CFR are not exactly the greatest units, and that's exactly the reason why we are capable of doing this with such ease, with the exception of the fact that they really don't have that many units to speak of anyway. I mean, in the garrison here they had 35 total, which is really nothing. Take him down. Anyone else? I don't really see anyone else right here. Oh, hello. You're dead. Okay, so now we can actually start moving our guys forward. And we can start moving these guys in as well. I wonder actually just being close to the flag is actually going to do it. Maybe we don't even need it to be like visible or something like that. Maybe we don't need it to be visible and we can actually take it like that. I don't know. So we're just going to move a squad nearby to it and we'll see whether that actually has any effect. Oh, hello. That was a grenadier. Got to be careful of those guys, that's for sure. Oh, there's actually a guy on the roof there. Did you see that? Oh, there's explosions going off over there too. Interesting. Let's be a bit careful, shall we? They can't see me. These guys literally cannot see me. I mean, some of them cannot. Some can. But it seems like most of them are actually unable to see me for the most part, I think. Because obviously we do have night camouflage now. Ooh, yeah, okay. So they're actually starting to focus me a little bit more now. So I'm actually going to use a medkit. Oh, there we go, yes. We are actually able to take the flag. So it's not even a big deal that it's underneath the ground, to be honest. That is really not a problem. So, yeah, that's good. Crisis averted. Crisis averted. Alright, so now that we actually lost someone, we can actually get one of our other squads in here. So I guess I'll just get Arctic in here, and we'll tell them to go all the way around to the other flag. And we'll see whether they can actually do something there. So let's tell them to go and do that. And, I mean, there's only 5 enemies remaining, so it's really not even a big deal. Actually, only 3 now, I believe. There we go, he's dead. And we are getting a couple of squads fleeing now as well, which might mean that we will have a victory on our hands that easily. Very nice indeed. I gotta say, going in the night and having night camouflage, that's pretty fantastic. And there it is. There is a victory for us right there. 1,700 experience gain and 40,000 credits. Obviously, I'm not expecting too much experience here because obviously there were only 35 enemies. So we are now getting a big payday in the form of SKKSs and a huge amount of police camo vests and various other miscellaneous armor, which is pretty good. I don't mind taking it. I'm pretty happy to take that because we can now go into the city and we can sell all of that stuff because this particular merchant still has 10k, which is really nice. Actually, you know what? You know what I'm going to do instead? I'm actually going to go out and we will be just auto-equipping our guys and we'll see whether they actually need something. Yeah, it seems like a couple of them could use some upgrades, so it seems like some of them are actually taking some, which is pretty good. And there we go, and the new squad could probably, yeah, there we go, that's much better. All right, so anyone else leveled up? Yep, that guy. Nice. Okay, so yeah, we're doing pretty well now in terms of our cash too. And obviously now that we've taken another town, it's going to make things even easier because that will mean that the taxes from here will inevitably be helping us too. So I'm actually going to be enabling automatic tax collection and we'll fix a whole bunch of the buildings here too. Oh, there's actually not many. There's actually not many at all. Ooh, do they have an iron factory? Yeah, I think they do. I think they actually have an iron factory. That is pretty cool. That means that I don't have to worry about it. Let's have a look. Lumber mill. They have a lumber mill, but they don't have an iron factory. I guess there may not be an iron mine nearby for them to utilize the ore from it, perhaps? Unless I'm just missing it. Oh no, there's the iron factory. Okay, I actually missed it. My bad, my bad. Alright, so they have a lumber mill though, which is pretty cool, because that means that they can create wood here, which is going to be really, really good for us. Anyway, let's sell a whole bunch of the M4s then. If I... wait a minute. They're full, aren't they? Ah, oh, they're actually full? Are you serious? Okay, so I guess what I'm going to do is actually just going to get a whole bunch of medkits. And we're just going to trade the medkits for weapons and cash. Sounds like a black market deal, doesn't it? Yes, absolutely. Okay, so otherwise we should probably get a sniper rifle because I need to trade some more things. There we go, something like that would be pretty good. So there we go, we got a new sniper rifle as well, so someone is probably going to want to use that sniper rifle. Do we have some trained marksmen that could use it? We've got some trained infantry, Pozna Commando, FCA Grenadier, VFA fighters actually have 100, but they already use SKKSs, which is absolutely fine. I don't seem to have that many sniper rifles. I was going to say archers. Yes, FCA rifleman. I don't have many snipers at all. What's actually going on with that? Why don't I have any snipers? That's really bad. Yeah, that is actually really bad. I was actually kind of happy that I... oh, wow, yeah. I have one. Oh, no, trained marksman. This guy's using an SVD. That's the... is that the same trained marksman that I gave the SVD to? I think it is. He's still alive, if you can believe that. That is crazy. He's lived for this entire time. Wow, that's kind of crazy. Okay, so let's just give some of these guys medkits because they need them. There we go. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to need some more snipers. Let's go into the barracks and have a look. See if they have some snipers. They have nothing. No, I wouldn't have expected them to have anything anyway. Okay, what about the mercenary camp? Because maybe they'll have some They have an FCA Grenadier for 44,000. Sure, I'll take an FCA Grenadier, why not? Sounds like a good plan to me, and we'll give that to the new squad. There we go. Now we can auto-equip him, he's fine, and we now have Zinkov. It has no garrison though, which is a pretty big issue. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to... I'm going to talk to Anna actually, and I'm going to suggest that she comes over here. Zinkov, there we go. Okay, that's fantastic. So she's going to be coming over here relatively soon, and I think that is actually going to be it for this episode. Next time around, we're probably going to... these guys are going to go and defend. They're going to go and try and take it back, aren't they? I have a feeling that they're going to try and take it back. Maybe. Well, if they don't, then that's absolutely fine, because then we will just go to Zalaniv anyway. So yeah, that will be at the end of this episode. I think it was pretty good. We actually leveled up as well, so we're going to be doing that in the next episode too. And next time, we'll probably try and take Zalaniv and maybe Aber as well. We'll see what we can do about that. And yeah, the Atov Federation, they really grind my gears, that's for sure. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.